Hi, okay, so this video is my month update on the carnivore diet. I haven't actually sat down and figured out what date I started and what date it is today to say that it's definitely 30 days, but it's been about a month. I had done a video a week in, I then went to Morocco, and now I'm back from Morocco, so that takes us up to a month. I've only just got up, I haven't put my face on, so please excuse me. But you know, I wouldn't have dreamed of filming myself without putting my face up before carnivore, because my skin's improved. Yeah, I had this terrible spots all over my chin ever since mask wearing was enforced in Spain. Well, you know about that. I've had this acne on my chin ever since, and since I started the carnivore diet, it's pretty much gone away, and that's in the heat of summer, where it usually would come out more, humidity, heat. I haven't been able to stick fully to the carnivore diet in the pure sense because I was travelling. Put the camera with its tripod. Okay, I've got my tripod. I'm not really a very slick YouTuber. Right, I'm going for authentic over Instagram, you know. So, yeah, I wasn't able to fully stick to the carnivore diet while abroad because I wasn't in control of what ingredients were around. So I basically went keto, but I did stick to it. I didn't ever eat bread or grains or anything like that. I would just sometimes have maybe some sauce or some vegetables along with the meat dishes, which were wonderful, tagines, you know. It was not a hardship. I had a wonderful time in Morocco, food-wise. So I've seen a continual improvement anyway. I mean, I'm very happy to get back into the stricter, purer carnivore diet for many, many reasons. One of which being it's just easier at the supermarket. 5 things to buy. I love that. So I used to waste so much money. I mean, meat is expensive, obviously. That was the concern when I started it. But I used to buy shit, you know, convenience food that's way overpriced. And so I'm saving money on that stuff and spending it on much more nutritious stuff, and then going for much longer periods without eating. You know, the fasting periods mean you're not consuming anything at all. So I'm skipping all over the place and rambling. I've just woken up, like I say. Rewind, where were we? 30 days into carnivore diet. What's going on? Well, I wanted to give some context for my diet, my health journey, a large part of which obviously is diet for anybody. So I was extremely high energy and healthy 10 years ago, age 32. High achiever, you know, I cycled to work all the time, I went out dancing all night, you know, I never stopped, and I never had a weight issue. I didn't have to think about what I ate at all. I think I have a fast metabolism, and a lot of nervous energy, which obviously isn't a good thing, but it meant that I never thought about my diet because I just was always size 8, you know, fine. Similar, the same weight from when I was basically 18 up until when I was 32. And fine, it's not all about weight, obviously, as I came to learn. So age 36, all of a sudden, everything changed. I was in the final year of my PhD, about to launch into a high-level career in academia, when after a couple of days of dizziness, all of a sudden my left eye failed. The nerve in my left eye, sorry, failed. So I had 2 perfectly seeing eyes, but pointing in different directions. I had double vision. And the next thing I knew, I was having a CT scan to check for a brain tumour, which I didn't have. And I did go on to finish my PhD, thank God, but I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 8 months further down the line after a series of MRI scans and the onset of symptoms, further symptoms of mainly fatigue. And if anyone's had fatigue, true neurological fatigue, when you know, you know. It's a disability in itself. So that's what happened. I somehow managed to finish my PhD, but then everything just descended downhill from that point on, to the point where I was in a wheelchair, and very alone. I was very alone. I didn't have anybody at my side, so that went on for a few years. I don't want to dwell on it, because I made some massive changes to my life in order to pull myself out of that underwater trench that I landed in. Moved up a mountain in Spain, you know, warmer weather, fresher environment, away from all the toxicness of the city in its many dimensions, and that has worked wonders. That's all part of it. My neurologist doesn't understand why I'm as healthy as I am. I tried to tell him it's the environment. I know it's the environment. Anyway, and I have tried a specialist diet in the past, a very strict diet before I moved out to Spain, which I found harder to stick to while living here, because everything here is so meat heavy. Before I discovered carnivore diet, I thought that it was going to be really difficult for me to sustain a specialist diet for my MS. I let it go. And I did, and it's harder living off grid. It's just a trip to the supermarket is a bit of a ball ache, and I started treating myself for having been to the supermarket, a reward. I would always buy some chocolate or a frozen pizza or something, just shit stuff that really isn't that nice. You know, it's just addictive and convenient, and it's expensive as well. So the point is that I had done a lot of work already to try and restore my health, because as anybody knows who has had a serious health problem, it's the bottom line. It's the only thing that matters. You have to have that in place before you can hope to achieve what you want to achieve in life. You have to have your health and your strength, and it's the one thing that I am aiming towards as I get older. So it just seems like a losing battle sometimes. However, I can tell you right now that, so I have lost, the bloating has gone. I feel like I look better, and that's what's important, when you feel like you look better. And to hell with what other people think, is when you feel like you look better, that things get better in your life because of the energy you transmit. And I've lost weight. I've gone back to the weight I was before I got sick, before I lost all my energy. And I haven't done exercise in order to achieve that. It's just dropped off in these. I've got a thigh gap. I mean, what? Not that I'm aiming for that. You know, I think it's quite unhealthy to be aiming for a thigh gap, but what? I'm 42 with multiple sclerosis, and now I look like I'm back in my early 30s. Body shape wise, and I feel like I've been given won the lottery. But the main thing is my strength, and the strength that I feel inside myself, and the energy, the life force is returning in all ways. I feel happier. One thing I noticed when we were in Morocco was that my levels of anxiety had reduced. If you have anxiety, you'll know that it's there or it's not. You don't get to switch it on and switch it off. You can do all the breathing exercises you want, but if you're having an anxiety attack of some kind, it's happening to you. You are you're not really in control of that. And I'm such an anxious person. I have been all my life, just from my childhood and growing up, a nervous wreck. And while travelling with Anthony in these past months, I was always on he usually did the driving because of my fatigue, and I would be in the passenger seat, but because it's a British car abroad, that means I'm in the driver's seat position wise, being in the middle of the road and seeing things up ahead a bit quicker than him because he's not in the right, you know, and just being right in the middle of all the lorries, everything, and my nerves were just fried. I was not a good passenger seat driver on our travels. Up until I came to Morocco on this trip. Fine. I was cool as a cucumber. And I noticed it. I noticed it first. I said to him, have you noticed I've not been a nervous wreck? And he was like, well, yeah, I suppose so. You know. He also said another thing that he's noticed is that my memory has improved. So that's interesting when you get outside observations, people who know you, who know you in detail, and can tell the difference, because they're going to be hopefully incrementally improving all the time. And he pointed out to me that my memory has improved, and wow, how can my anxiety and my memory, like these things literally make my life from really difficult and shitty to good, a good life. When you've had that taken away, that's mind-blowing. I feel so optimistic that this diet is the right one for me. Nutrition-wise, the strength that I feel, the life force that is returning to me. I was saying to Anthony that I feel like my life force, certain aspects of it, but generally my life force has been in the Mariana Trench. I was thinking about the Titanic submarine thing. And since moving off grid and then subsequently meeting Anthony and having the support that I needed and the travels and just sort of a sense of returning to the world of the living, there's been a process of coming up from the Mariana Trench, and I feel like I've broken the surface. The diet was the missing piece of the puzzle. I don't know what shit I was filling my body with before, but it was not the right energy supply. Now I'm in ketosis. The energy I'm using is from I can go for like 12 hours without food and it doesn't trouble me. I couldn't do that before. I'd be fainting. I'm enjoying it so much. That's the other thing. I love it. I love it. I love the diet. I feel nourished and excited about the food that I'm eating. I just feel good again. I don't know if I can claim that it's cured my MS, because I do still, that, you know, I'm a month in, like, let's see how it goes. But right now, I feel like I'm in my early 30s again, which is a priceless gift, because it means that it buys me some time to live my life the way I wanted to live it, but was unable to through disability. Why have I been given this chance? I don't know. Why have the decisions I've taken led to this outcome? I don't know. I've got survivor's guilt about it. Yeah, so I guess that's it really. I mean, it's not once again, it's just a piece to camera. It's not anything, it's not been planned. I haven't got any fancy shots or music or you know, I don't know how helpful it will be. But it's yeah, 30 days in. I'm all I know is I'm definitely going to do it for 90 days, 100%. In fact, I don't think I'll ever go back. I just feel like this is now the way I live, and I'm in the right place for that, because this is an area that produces. It has cows. It has a lot of farming, and so I can buy local meat, and it's fantastic. It's the best meat there is. I feel like this is a small miracle that the universe has given me. I don't know why I get to have the miracle, and other people may not have that miracle, but I would like to encourage people to take control of their health to the extent that they can. And diet is, you can't avoid that. Diet is a huge part of the picture. Okay, I'm going to go make some eggs and bacon. I'll see you in the next update.